up? Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Gabby. Typically we do Lululemon content on this channel, but today I wanted to switch it up and give you some more finance / lifestyle content. So today's video is going to be a what I spend in a month, of course for the month of February. Since I've been vlogging a lot more and sharing with you my grocery bills and other expenses like that, I wanted to track my expenses for this month and see how that kind of stacks up, and if I'm overspending in a specific area, and just kind of see how much I really am spending on groceries and other things in the month. So I thought this video would be interesting, and I see a lot of people doing them still on YouTube. I actually did a couple of these a long time ago, but never continued. So I want to re-pick up on these types of videos. So if you want to see what I spent this month, then just keep on watching. Okay, so to preface, I do live in Alberta, Canada, in Calgary specifically. So not the most expensive city in Canada by far. Vancouver and Toronto definitely has a beat there. However, I wouldn't say that Calgary is necessarily cheap. There's definitely more affordable places to live, but we have family here, we grew up here, and Calgary has just been like a convenient and homey place for us. So that's why we choose to still live here. I also do split my expenses with Damon, my boyfriend, because we do live together obviously. So rent and groceries and other shared items are split. So I just wanted to preface that as well before we jump into this video. But I do use a budgeting app called Buddy, which I really enjoy. I used to use this a lot. And then as I kind of got more into like my business and stuff, it got really complicated on sorting which was business expenses and which was like personal expenses. So I feel like I've streamlined that a lot better now that I am doing this full time. So these are just my personal expenses. These do not count as like my business expenses, so you're not going to see that on here. So let's jump right into it. I guess I'll give you a breakdown of everything first and then tell you the total, and then we can go through each transaction. So rent and utilities, everything is included in a rent, which we are so lucky for, and it's going to make it very hard to move in the future. But my portion of it is $700. Groceries this month cost $229.12 for my portion. I did have to get my car looked at / repaired for the sunroof, and that was $195.11. Clothes, I spent $170.30. Phone bill $74.50, gas $47.29, food, which was like eating out food and like random pickup food, is $46.09. And to clarify, that's things like McDonald's, like fast food and stuff. We spent $42.50 on baby things, $35.57 on restaurants, so like going out to eat specifically. I spent $19 on parking, which is abnormal. $18.46 on healthcare items, $6.29 on subscriptions, and $2.61 in candy, so missed. So for the total of this month, I spent $1,586.84, and again, that does not include like all of my business expenses and things, but that's just like my personal spending, which I feel like is pretty good this month. I definitely feel like I've had higher months in the past, so honestly, I'm not mad about this total, to be honest. And now it is February 27th, so technically I do still have one day left in February, but I really don't see myself spending too much more money at this point, so I'm just gonna knock on wood that this is the final total for February. Okay, so on the 1st of February, I spent $4.64 in groceries. That must have been just a little pickup at the grocery store. I also spent $62.99 on clothes, which I believe these are my winter boots. I desperately needed a new pair of winter boots, and I'm so glad that I got new ones because we just had a huge snowstorm and dump of snow, and it was like minus 40 degrees Celsius, which is like minus 31 Fahrenheit. It was cold, so I am actually very thankful that I did get myself new boots, and I was warm and, you know, well prepared for that snowstorm. It was a long time coming. I actually did need those boots. I don't 100% remember what the grocery pickup was, but I think just like probably, I don't know, something random that we probably needed for dinner that night. The next day I got food at Thai Express at the mall. I believe that was probably in a vlog. And then we did do our weekly grocery shop. So we typically shop around at a few different stores because like in our area, there's like a whole bunch of stores in like one complex, so that makes it easier to kind of shop around without having to drive too far to multiple stores. So we like to try and shop the flyers and get the best deal everywhere. And I know Superstore does price match, but sometimes it's just a hassle and sometimes it's not the right brand or whatever, so it's easier just to go to the other store and pick it up. So I spent $6.10 at one store, $12.83 at another store, and $19.66 at the last store. And again, I do split this all with Damon, so not bad for the week. That's $22, $30-ish for that week's groceries, which really isn't that bad, but we did go to the grocery store a lot, so let's see what that actually totals up to be. Then we did get sushi the next day. We went out for sushi, and the sushi place that we went to was actually running a promo for 50% off of all of their rolls, which was pretty good, so we definitely went a little all out for it. We brought home some leftovers from that dinner, and it was $30.12 for my half, so $60 total. We got like, I don't even know, we got like quite a few rolls, so the 50% off definitely helped. Could not imagine what it would be not 50% off. We probably wouldn't have ordered as much food either. The next day we wound up back at the grocery store. I believe we went to Freshco, and that was $24 even, and we did stock up on quite a few products because they had really good sales that week. So we did drive out of the way from where we live to go to Freshco, but I feel like it was worth it to get like the deals that we got like bacon, like really nice bacon for like $8, which usually is like $15 to $20 here, and butter was $2.97, which again, it's usually like double or triple the price for butter, which is insane. Yeah, that's just how it goes. So really, groceries are more looking like $50 for that week now. Then I have my subscription for Apple Music. I'm still on the student plan, to be honest with you, because I still have access to my university email, so I just renew it like every year, and I'm going on like 7 years of being a student, but that's fine. Honestly, you gotta save money where you can. Sorry, Apple, but also not sorry. But it used to be $4.99, and then they started taxing it, and then it just went up and up and up, and now it's $6.29, which is not bad, but like, ew, from where it started. Yeah. Anyways, then Thursday we went back to the grocery store for our regular grocery shop. My half was $35.12. Oh, I think that's the day I went to No Frills, and I was really not happy. If you caught that vlog, it just seemed so much more expensive than what it needed to be honest, for No Frills, which is supposed to be like the very cheap, budget-friendly option here, and it just was like not that good of a deal, and we have to drive quite far to No Frills, so definitely not worth that, and I won't be doing that again. We did pick up some groceries at Walmart the next day for $13.77, and I think some like miscellaneous household goodies as well. Then we went for Vietnamese food that night, and my half was $21.01. The next day, or that weekend, we went to Valentine's Day brunch at the Calgary Zoo. I ended up paying for parking since Damon did treat me to the day, which was probably way more expensive. So I paid $12 for parking. Again, I don't know, I don't usually pay for like parking, like that's not usually an expense for me, but because we're going out to do something special, I honestly didn't mind paying for that, and it was for a day. We had a great time, and I think that was definitely worth it. Back to the grocery store on Monday for $11.11. Don't really know what we purchased there, but must have been stuff we needed for dinner or just like a few pickup things. And then I also had to get my sunroof repaired / looked at for my car. It was making like a little squeaky rattling sound. Apparently it was just dirty, so that was embarrassing, and I definitely could have just figured that out myself if I looked, but it is dead of winter here, so I didn't really think about it too hard, and it sounded like the glass was kind of contracting and expanding because it only happened when like it got like warmer outside or like really cold, and like there was a big temperature shift, so I'm like, oh, you know, it must be like more than just being dirty, but apparently it was just dirty and needed to be lubricated, so I paid $200 for that, which I'm really not happy about because I don't know, I just feel like logically I should have deduced that before I took it in and paid $200 for someone to tell me it's dirty, because realistically I definitely could have cleaned that myself and at least just like had them lubricated the next time I had to like go in for a service or something, but wanted to keep that, you know, up to date and nice so that my car lasts me a long time. I also have like a plethora of items I need to do on it that I'm really procrastinating. Stay tuned for next what I spend in a month, because I'm sure some of those car maintenance and repair things are going to be on it. Apparently we also ended up at McDonald's and I spent $7.32. I think I just got like, I don't know, a burger, fries, and I bought Damon a milkshake, I want to say. Can't quite remember, but I think that's what it was. Then parking again for $7. The next day I went downtown to visit my dad for lunch, and although that was really good, parking downtown is expensive and a pain in the butt. I think I went like half an hour early and literally circled and circled and circled the building until I finally got a parking spot. And yeah, still $7 for literally an hour and a half I paid for, which is crazy. Downtown parking is stupidly expensive. Apparently it's more expensive than LA, which is mind-blowing to me. Groceries, $2.61. I think Damon picked up the raspberry bubbly that day, and we also ended up getting pizza, and that was $7.24 for my share. I got gas that week for $47.29, which was actually really reasonable. I think I mentioned in the vlog that they only had premium gas available at their gas pumps, but they're selling it for regular price, so I got a banging deal on that, to be honest. Usually premiums like definitely way more expensive and would have cost me I would say almost double for that price. So again, super happy with that, I guess, technically, even though it's like a necessity. Clothes, I spent $98.66 at Old Navy. I did buy some maternity dresses for the summertime and upcoming spring when I do get a little bit bigger and not really fitting a lot of my things. They had like a little sale going on, so I just bought some. I don't know. I feel like definitely could have been better. Should have waited maybe for a better sale, but so it goes. I was just itching to buy something that's going to be more comfy and is going to fit. Plus I wanted something for the gender reveal, so I might wear one of those dresses for it. Then some groceries for $20.62. Oh, that was for, we had some family visiting that weekend, so we bought some like extra groceries for hosting them for brunch and snacks and stuff. Then we also went to the candy store with Damon's family, and I bought $2.61 worth of candy, which was actually really cheap for bulk candy. And we spent $5.12 on groceries. Again, I think we needed like milk and more hash browns. We did not buy enough hash browns for the breakfast, so we had to run out and grab that. On Wednesday, February 22nd, I stopped at Shoppers Drug Mart, which is like a pharmacy drugstore here in Canada, and I spent $18.46 on Vicks VapoRub and nasal strips, I believe, which is really expensive. I could have gone somewhere else, yes, but it was also in the mall that I was visiting, and it was just easier to pick up all at once, and I needed them because I have been suffering with congestion as like a pregnancy symptom. So I needed some Vicks and nasal strips ASAP because I was like having such a hard time breathing, and it was just not a good time, to be honest. So I did stop at Shoppers out of convenience and pick up those two things. I went shopping with my mom one day. We went to Costco and went to shop for the baby. So I spent $42.50 is my half on baby items at Toys R Us. We got like a baby bathtub, a nasal aspirator, filters, and I got one other thing that bottles. And then I spent $8.65 at Old Navy on 2 baby onesies. I spent $4.71 at the Costco food court getting Damon and I a hot dog, fries, and a pop. And I also spent $55 at Costco just on miscellaneous restock things. I think we got like a buttload of Kleenex and broth, like beef broth, chicken broth, like all of the things that we just needed to stock up on. So $55 was my half, and my phone bill also came out this day for $74.50. Phone bills in Canada, I feel like, are definitely out of hand and out of control. They literally kept phoning me, like my phone company kept phoning me constantly, and I had a special offer for like extra data or whatever for free, so I thought they were calling about that because there's like complications when I tried to add it to my plan. So I answered and they're like, oh, would you like to upgrade your phone plan for like $85 a month and you get like this, this, and this? I'm like, no, I would really like to lower my phone plan back down to my $60 a month that you were charging me. But alas, they're like, okay, never mind, hung up. I'm like, great, thank you. I love that for us. Then I spent $4.75 on food on Friday. What was that for? I have no idea. What did I spend it on? Anyways, I spent $4.75 out on food. Then I spent $16.14 on groceries this week. Again, we're trying to use up a lot of stuff in our freezer and what we already have. So it was a very low grocery week this week, thankfully. And then we spent $2.40 on a piece of cake last night because my cravings for a little piece of white vanilla cake was overpowering, so I did cave and buy some cake. And then today I paid rent for the next month, which is $700. Honestly, I feel like relatively that is pretty low for spending, and all of those things were kind of like necessary spending, other than like maybe the clothes is kind of iffy, and the car repair definitely could have avoided that cost. Everything else like groceries, rent, were just kind of things out of necessity. And then we had a few activities and a few going out, so I honestly feel like that's not that bad. I am trying to be so conscious of my spending, especially with bigger expenses coming up, of course. So yeah, that's what I spent this month in February. If you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up so I know to do another one for March. Subscribe to my channel for more content and hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. Let me know down in the comments, how much do you spend on groceries per month? And where do you live? Because I feel like that also has a big factor into it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!